Seems like the number one complaint for men in long-term relationships is a lack of sex. And it got me thinking, and when I was out for a walk now, and I'm in the forest, and it's probably why you can hear the river next to me, it got me thinking, like, well, how do we actually help men show up in a way that allows for a better quality sex and more of it for them? Because what we've learned is, as a man, is to always take what we want, go for what we want, have a clear purpose, like shoot our shot, take charge. And these are all noble traits, but I don't think they help us in long-term relationships, because the way that we get pleasure and the way that we want to have sex is fundamentally different for what women want generally, and how they show up for sex is so different to us. And I think it's causing us real problems. And like, looking back over things, so many of my experiences growing up were led by porn and by my mates, all of which were terrible terrible examples of like what actually works in a long-term relationship. And you couple that with, well, how do we learn as men when we're older? Because sex is not like taking a training course on how to use Microsoft Office, right? There's, you want to learn that skill, you just do it. Sex is very different. It's so much harder for us to actually learn the skills we need to both show up in the bedroom and also how to prepare for intimacy, like what makes a really powerful intimate moment, like how do you transition into it, particularly if you're supporting your partner, a woman, into it. Because as I know and every other man knows, like, we're ready to go. Like, there's no warming up for us, or very little. It's fundamentally different for women, and that's a massive point of contention in so many long-term relationships, because the woman needs something else to be ready before she can even show up. And that may not even be intimate, but it might be something else completely different that sets the tone hours before you actually want to be intimate, and that's just not how men operate. So I think we really need to find a better way to educate and to help men show up in a way that gets their needs met whilst meeting their partner's needs as well, before we can even talk through like techniques or what works or what doesn't. Because I look online and I see all these training courses, and it's all like, how to go down on your partner, or like, lick your partner this way to give her multiple orgasms, and all of these other things, which are probably all great skills to know. But you first got to get to that point where you're even in a position to be able to do that. And if you're not, well, who cares if you know the tips and techniques, right? If you can't even get to the position where she's open and willing, then you're fucked either way. So, yeah, it's just got me thinking that I think a key element that's missing so much is, how do we readjust expectations for men and help them understand a different way to relate to women?